Well, good evening. Welcome back to VP4TV. Welcome to Bill, and welcome to anybody else that's out there. There doesn't seem to be many at the moment, but we are here for the one lost side match tonight in the VP4 2023 Virtual Bank Pool World Championships. We have Albinario, who's going for the double, which is this tournament, plus the Snooker Virtual World Championship, which is in the hot seat match, and that is going to be played tomorrow night, I think. We'll check that later on. But we've got Albinario from Sweden and Bankster from, where the hell is it again? Is it Kuwait or somewhere like that? Anyway, they're going to go in a race to 4 at the top of the hour, and Steve is in Discord. I'll just bring him in. Good afternoon to Steve.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Well, in fact, what I'll do now is now that Steve's here, we'll just go and look at the schedule in the bank pool. There's not a lot left, but what we do have is we have confirmation of the hot seat match between Cobra and Bedhead, and that is going to go ahead on Friday, 6:30 my time, 18:30 hours British summer time, which would be 1:30 Eastern, and that is the two matches left there. Of course, the match that we're watching tonight, the winner of this match is going to be playing Stubb. So Stubb's a man in a mission. Albinario's on a mission.
No, Albin's not here yet.
Yeah, he'll turn up at the last minute. That's a habit he's into, so he'll just knock on the door as soon as there's about a minute to go. And in the Snooker World Championships, just a quick look at that. Again, just confirmation that we have the one lost side match between Mr. Fox and Barkers, which is going ahead tomorrow night at 8 PM. Now, of course, tomorrow I finish work and then I'm off for a couple of days, so I can get that match no problem. So, down to business tonight. Albinario, well, I don't know whether he feels that he can get something out of this tournament. He's obviously not the favourite after he got a pasting from Cobra, but you know, Albinario is long in the tooth for this game, and you know, it wouldn't even surprise me if he found a way to get to the final and had a go at Cobra again, or you know, you never know. But Bankster, well, this is as furthest he's ever got in any major tournament, so they've both got a lot to play for. Probably Bankster more than Albinario to see if he can come through and achieve something in this. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think Albin's definitely the favorite. Not that Albin banks better than Bankster, but I think he plays smarter. Bankster plays a little bit too loose, and you know, maybe he'll change his stripes, but I think for Bankster to win, he's got to play smarter. If he just, you know, plays the way he's been playing, he's going to give Albin too many opportunities.
Well, there he is. Albinario's arrived, so we've got a match on. Welcome to Dwight. Welcome to Martin, I think it is, and anybody else that has arrived. So, yes, it is hot here in Scotland. It's been like this. I mean, it's been dry for the last couple of weeks. We had rain yesterday, but only a sprinkle, and then there was rain when I got home today. We had a heavy shower. It's humid and warm. It's, you know, it got cool when the rain came on, but it's got warm again. So we're warm the rest of the week. So this is the best summer I can remember for a while.
We've got it's warm all the time where I am. I mean, it's been thunderstorms the last 2 days, and the forecast is thunderstorms. Heavy thunderstorms tonight, 2, 3. The next 10 days, 9 of them are thunderstorms.
Yeah, but that's because of the humidity level and the heat of the afternoon. This is what it's like here. But you know, we were 81 degrees yesterday, and we were knocking on 80 today. So that's hot for Scotland. But that's good enough for me. Any hotter than that? I was looking at Death Valley on my phone, 43 degrees that they're talking about. That's like 100 and burned to death. Right, the room's up. They're probably banked.
Yeah, that's actually, it gets over 50 there.
Yeah, that's nuts. Right, so Bankster's in the room. Albinario, we're waiting on him arriving. So, like, and by the way, Steve, did you catch any of the Stubb match? Stubb blew, he literally blew his opponent away. So he did.
No, I didn't get any of it.
Yeah, he was all out, and it was over in the blink of an eye. I can't even remember who he was playing. That's how much he was in it. Who was it he was playing? Totally
Well,
forgot.
he's got a chance in this one. This may be his best chance in a while to win one of these.
Who the hell was Stubb playing?
Tommy.
Oh yeah. Well, Tommy just couldn't bank. He couldn't get a ball in a hole, and Stubb just blitzed him. So here we go. Welcome to Lard.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see how this goes. I mean, I think Albin struggled against Cobra for a number of reasons. I don't think he was particularly on that day. Maybe he was tired. Cobra played really well. I think Albin will probably play better than that today.
Well, I mean, it's another day, isn't it? Everything might start to go for him. You never know.
I think for Bankster to win, as aggressive as he tends to play, he's going to be needing to make everything. I mean, he's going to need to have a really good day because too much.
That was a missed call.
Yeah, well, he got away with it. There's nothing really. Well, he's got a bank on the 3. That's it. If Albin plays into his hand and just goes for everything, then, Bankster's got a chance. If Albin plays smart, I don't think Bankster can win. Albin moves the cue ball well, and that's one of the keys for playing smart is there we go, right off the bat, he plays smart.
Yeah, absolutely nothing here for Bankster. Now, it's a question of whether he tries something crazy.
Well, it's a smart move because what he did is, he didn't like the shot that much, didn't want to sell out. And the shot's still not that great because if you shoot at that 3, it's going to be hard not to leave a shot. And, he could shoot it to 7, but again, it's going to be hard not to leave a shot. Anytime you're shooting at a shot that's a difficult shot and it's going to be hard not to leave your opponent a shot, it's usually not a good thing to shoot at.
I was thinking he was going to play the 4 and try and draw in behind, somewhere near the first at the middle diamond.
I think you just play the 4 and do that. He's going for the 7. I don't think that was wise. He tried to protect the cue ball, which actually would have worked out if he wouldn't have got that kiss. So
I don't see
he's given.
He could cross that.
Well, the 7 ball,
couldn't he? He could
cross the 7. That's his best shot. Again, that's the way these balls are sitting. When you get tables in bank pool like this, it's really when you go for it, you're really gotta be thinking, I'm making this because it's going to be hard not to sell out, and you can get really hurt with this kind of table against a good player could run out from here.
Well, Bankster didn't get the line in that, but what's Albinario got? The 1 up the table.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Bankster did a pretty good job there. Unfortunately, he did leave the 1. Did he hit it good enough? No. Yeah, he needed to really hold that. That was a little tricky.
I don't know how many banks like that one that Stubb had where he just blasted it in. There was very little in the way of sort of touch with Stubb's banks. He was blasting them all in, and most of them went in.
Blasting's not a bad way to shoot banks. Okay, that was not a good shot. He keeps shooting those, he's gonna be in trouble because I think he got kind of lucky again. He could shoot the 4. He could shoot the 5.
No, you could shoot the 5. Can you hold and have something out of that 9 ball?
It's a little tricky.
Watch the cue ball.
Oh, yeah, that was a good shot. Like I said, it's a little tricky. He hit that good. So now he's going to shoot the 4, and he's off and running. And this is what, when you get these tables like this is what you really got to watch out, because there's 2. You know, Albin could run out from here. He's probably going to get, 3 or 4.
Well, Stubb did that. Stubb did that. He blasted a straight run out, if I remember right. That's going too soon again.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he didn't shoot the 9 there. I thought that was a better shot to shoot at. But I wouldn't say he got away with it. That 7's not too bad.
I got the wrong button here. I was looking at the 7 to see how it was sitting.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, you're going to leave a shot if you miss it, though. And he may have got lucky here.
Well, I think the 8 up and down is a bit tight.
Yeah, that's well, you got to spin it. Yeah, you certainly get past the 1, spinning it. Yeah. See, he didn't really spin it much. You spin that a lot, hit it straight into the rail, and just rely on the English. Oh boy, that's not good.
Well, this is a freebie here for bankster.
Well, this is kind of how Albin played against Cobra. He played pretty smart, but he just didn't. He missed a lot of banks like that.
There's room. There's just room past this too. That was well done.
Sure.
9 up and down.
Yeah, now Bankster, he tends to hit the ball harder. And, the Banks players, if you watch these guys from Kentucky that really play Banks good, and they hit a lot of shots really hard. It's not a bad way to play Banks because it takes some of the variables out.
Well, I thought he was going 3 in the corner there. He looks as if he's cutting up and down in this too. Oh no, he's cutting across. Well, I think that 2 is too tight to the rail, isn't it? Let's have a look. Well, there's a bit of room.
Yeah, you can bank it to the right side. I don't know about to the left side. For sure to the right side it'll go. Albin's going to need to shorten this one up, and he did.
Welcome to Slim.
Good shot.
I take it the doubles didn't go ahead, Slim, or did you win in 10 minutes? Well, not much on here, I can see.
Well, Slim, the reason it's not just shortening the angle. The reason to hit them hard is it takes out the topspin variable. If you always have the ball sliding, you never have to worry about it opening up more. It just makes the angle more consistent.
That wasn't far away. Now,
this 3 ball is really easy. I can't imagine he's not shooting that. This is a gimme. And he's got his choice here. You could shoot the 2, you could shoot the 7.
I'm very quiet. Wait, hang on a minute.
I think the 7's probably the safest shot.
Right.
He could shoot a 2 rail around the 1 if he wants. He's kind of looking at the 1. Yeah, the 7 he shot. I think that was the best shot to shoot at. Because he's not going to leave a whole lot missing that. That was a smart play.
I'll be back with you in a minute, guys.
No, that was never going to go. He needed to try to bank that in the other corner pocket. So that's where Albin just hasn't played that much banks. You can tell by some of the shots he's shooting, how he's shooting them.
Now, how does that sound, Dwight? Much better, right.
I think Albin's a lot more organic player. And he's not going to get good at this game without playing it a bunch.
Oh, cue ball. Well,
Ouch.
another couple. Well, at least two freebies here. We can get this
Well,
right.
and see, that's just not from playing banks. And what I mean by that is that Albin knows how to control the cue ball very well. But when you don't play banks a lot, two things happen. One is that you get a bank like that, and you tend to just be focused on making a bank, and you don't really care where the cue ball is going. And next thing you know, it scratches. The other thing is that the way the cue ball moves off the rail on a bank like that, if you haven't played a lot of banks, it's a little tricky to understand the line.
Oh, again, he's just, he's half an inch out each time there.
Yeah, and that's kind of common in banks where
Well, that was rack
you're hitting them
ball
pretty
there.
good, but they're not going in. They're just hitting close.
Well, here we go with a bit of acrobatics around the table into this corner.
Is he playing the three railer?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and he's gone narrow.
Short.
Well, the table's not good. I suppose I'll put it another way. The table's good for Bankster because he's sitting only needing
you can
one.
make this four ball. Well, see again there. He didn't put anywhere near enough English on that ball. He really needed to juice up the English for that shot.
So, how many people have bought this black cue, Steve? I was first off the bat as soon as I saw it.
I don't know. I never looked to see how many have been sold.
And I'm just waiting on the snooker one.
I don't think they use carbon fiber shafts in snooker.
Yes, they do in VP4. Yeah, I've never seen one.
I mean, it might not be a bad idea. Carbon fiber has some advantages. The biggest one is that, consistency from shaft to shaft, but they're a lot more live too. You can really juice up the cue ball a lot more with a carbon fiber shaft. I mean, if you know what you're doing. I mean, it's not going to help a lower level player that much, but if if you know what you're doing.
That depends what cues you've got in your cue case, Slim. The one I've got, what's that one? The POW one or something? I've got that, which fortunately is a black butt, and it goes nice with the black shaft. And there's like the sort of white inlay on the butt.
Yeah, the POW ones are nice. That's Joey Aguson's cue. That's a real cue.
Yeah, it actually looks like the one. Again, I can't remember who made the black one for me in VP3. That's ridiculous, but I honestly can't remember who made the black one for me. But it's actually almost a spitting image of the black one I had. Then somebody made me a tartan one, which was cool. I had a tartan butt.
Scots and their tartan. Oh boy.
and no, I'll tell you who it was. Andy. Andy made one with my name emblazoned down the shaft as well. Well, first blood to Bankster. 1-0
yeah,
up.
and he's got a pretty good looking table here. Yeah.
Well, no.
He's a little bit of no man's land here. I think I'm a little surprised he's not looking at the 4. I think the 4 is kind of like, that's a bank, Cobra bank good. If he's not going to shoot the 4, he should shoot the 5.
Now, where's he shooting at? Is he shooting it past the 1?
No, the other way.
Up and down.
Yeah, because there's no ball blocking. Or you could shoot the 5. The 5's not a bad shot. It's a little bit more hold than a dead bank. But not a lot. Yeah, here he goes. If you're going to hit this, it's got to be bottom, and now he's going to the 4. Now this is a no English. This is just like a stun shot, and he still over rotated it.
Well, again, he's
noticed
nothing obvious for Albi.
I noticed Cobra got very good at that particular shot. He was making those like they were nothing, even some of the ones that were more difficult. And that's a tendency on that shot, is not to get it open enough.
Well,
Well,
three ball,
three
is that a
ball,
3 ball pass to 1
yeah, or the 9 ball,
into the
or the
top
6
right?
ball. If it was me, I'd shoot the 3 ball. But you know, he's got choices there.
Yeah, it looks as if it's going to the 3. Uh-oh, missed call. And again, poor Albie. I think he's got 1 shot on the 6 ball. I don't see
Yeah,
anything
but
else.
you shoot the 6 and you got the 3 or the 7. I mean, but see, that's just, you know, again, it's just you can tell he hasn't played enough banks with an object ball that close to the rail. You know, it's dead sliding almost no matter what speed, and it's going to bank shorter than you think. I mean, what you usually see from somebody that's played a lot of
Was that
banks is
clean? Yes, it was.
they may miss that shot, but they won't miss it by as far as Albin missed it. When you see somebody miss it like that, that just says to me he hasn't played enough banks.
It's opened up
I
too
noticed,
much.
you know, Cobra really got better.
Yeah,
Cobra's very anal.
yeah, he works at it. That's the thing. You know, he worked out his way of playing cowboy, and he's worked out his way of doing banks, and well, that's why he's going deep into these tournaments, things that he's never played before.
Well, he's going to be tough to beat in other games. Banking helps in just about every game but snooker.
Well, 1 ball bottom right. Again, it's opened up too much. And once again, Albie's come at the table with probably the 7 and not a lot else. Might hold. Nope.
I'm dying here. I sucked a piece of popcorn in the wrong pipe. Yeah, I got the popcorn out for this match.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the world championship I think we ought to do. Billiards. That's what we ought to do is billiards.
Oh, Stubb would be straight in for that. He thinks he's a master at billiards.
Well, I would think the favorite would be Albin, because
Yeah, I think you need to have a good cough, Steve.
yeah, I mean you've got to control the cue ball well, and Albin's probably the best at it. But you know, Albin, Cobras. I mean, Stubb would have a chance.
I think there'll be a few interested in billiards.
Well, the cool thing about it is, you know, it'd be match play still, and you know, we could give out awards for 300s and stuff like that. That would be pretty cool. Has anybody ever done a 300? Somebody must have. Let's see, stats.
I think Stubb's done it. Although I don't know whether that would have been in a match or anything like that.
Billiards. Let's see. Billiard stats, high score. Yeah, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people have done 300s. And none of them were named Stubb. Fantastic Fox did it. Yamaguchiro, Dizzle, Franco, Wanwa, and Lin's.
The interesting thing about that, Steve, is that Dizzle and Frankel are one and the same person. So they were. we
So
think,
average wise, the highest average is Mal with a 250.
yeah.
Walker with a 232. Yamaguchi Taro 209.
Well, the thing is, I think Mal probably only played one game of it. I'm hedging my bets and saying he's probably only played like one.
Let's see. Yeah, he's only played one. Exactly.
And while that's going on, Bankster's 2-0 up now. Albinario's got himself 3-0 up in the third rack and really needs to get this rack and get himself back in it.
I think I miscalled this saying Albin was a favorite because I guess it wasn't a bad day the other day. Albin just doesn't play banks very well, and I'm sure it's because he hasn't played it much.
2 in the corner. And if he can get that cue ball, well, one of these. Oh dear. I mean, that did everything
was a pretty
but
good
go in.
shot. But you know, now that corner's blocked, he didn't leave Albin much. I mean,
this is better.
Good shot there.
Now he can cross the 9. 4's too tight inside. He's got the 8, so he's got a choice here.
8's the easy shot. And this one will shorten up a lot.
Nope.
Not as much as he thought.
Well, it's definitely on now, the 9 ball.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a terrible miss. At least it was close to the pocket.
Well, the good thing now, if you're in Albie's corner, is that the table's pretty good for Albie at the moment. He's got 1 ball out the game. He's got the 7 ball pretty much dead in the rail, and he only needs 1 ball. So
he's up 4-0. I mean, the sin you got to avoid if you're Albin is scratching. If you go in off here, and give up 1, that really hurts. So. Now you can win from being down 4-0 in this game. First thing he needs to do is kind of like snooker here. Pick off the balls that are going to be easy to shoot at. Playing a 3-railer, and he's probably playing shape for the 4 ball.
Let's come inside now. What's he left? Oh, again, the cross on the 4.
No, you can bank the 7. You can 2-rail the 8. 2-railing the 8's a little tricky. Cross on the 4 is a little tricky. I'm not sure you can.
What about the 3-railer?
Yeah, you can probably make that. It's tight with the 7, but I think it'll go. I think it'll get by the 7. It's close. That's the thing. It's close. You need to hit fairly close to the 7 to make that 3-railer.
Yeah, I think he's going 3-railer by the look of it, the way he's lining up.
It's questionable in my mind. I'm not sure he can make this without hitting the 7.
Well, looking at it, the 7 ball isn't in the line for the ball to get to this pocket, so he shouldn't be near the 7.
He might be able to bank the 7. I know it doesn't look like it, but you'd be surprised how much the thing will open up.
Well, it looks as if he's doing that. Oh, well.
Well, that was a good attempt.
He almost scratched.
So now he's left the 7, although there's a kiss there. You got to avoid the kiss. He can bank the 8 1-rail. There's not a lot of other options.
Now, what's Bankster doing? Is he going to roll this 7 onto the... Surely he's not going to do that, is he? No.
No, see, he didn't avoid the kiss. That was a little tricky.
Well,
I would have shot the 8 in the corner. He's trying to shoot the 7 and shot it at speed that I couldn't give up the ball.
This has got to go in, and it has. So, but Albie's back in it. Now, Bankster breaks off in rack number 4, and Well, again, there's nothing immediately obvious to me.
Well, there's no ducks. Let's put it this way. The 8 ball does bank.
Where's he going with this? Is he trying to cross the 2? Oh no, he's crossing the 9. I was wondering that. That's well done.
Good shot. Hit it well. Yep.
And this table now is sitting.
Oh boy.
Well, that's probably about the
can
worst
roll
place
up
you could
that.
leave it.
Well, he can cross the 2 if he wants. I mean, this is, yeah. Crossing the 2 is a risky shot. Yeah, it's difficult to get safe in bank pool when there's all these balls spread out on the table. You know, that's one of the tough things about it. A lot of times you end up shooting at balls just because there's not a great place to get safe. If there's no simple safety.
Well, he's looking around.
Might as well shoot.
I don't think he's got an alternative to the 2 ball. I think he's maybe thinking about what might be his next ball if he does get this 2. Because I can't see anything else. Sort of.
He could roll up on a 7 ball. Yeah. He could have rolled up on a 7 ball. Just leave a funny angle on the 8. And
he's left a bank to 5.
Yeah, but it's not really. There's not really a whole lot there. That was a pretty good play.
I think there's a possibility of the 5.
I think the 8's actually the best shot right here if you're going to shoot at a ball. I'm not sure I'd shoot at a ball here.
Oh, see, I think Albinario.
You can roll up on the 7 ball, and I'll tell you why. Because from that angle, the 8's not good, and then the only shot you're leaving is the 3, which is still a little bit funny. But you gotta hit this right to roll up on the 7. You need to put it right on top of it, you know, like, so you're like, you know, dead on and just roll it slow.
Well, I think Albie's back and forth between this 6 and 5 ball.
Yeah, well, the 6 is a hard shot.
In fact, it's actually the 6 or the 7 I think he keeps looking at.
Well, the 8 ball's a better shot than the 6 in my mind. The 6 is tough. He's going to try to play it.
No,
I'm not sure what he was doing there.
Well,
he screwed the table up.
He's got a line of balls setting out.
Yeah, the 8 banks. I think he can miss the kiss. That's what he's going to shoot. He's not using much English. That's, you know, I just don't understand why he didn't use some right English there to get that ball to open up, you know, because the way you had to hit it to miss the kiss, you needed the English to open it up.
Well, do you risk crossing the 4?
Oh, Martin, I wouldn't go that overboard. Bankster hasn't played Cobra yet, and from what we've seen of Cobra last match, I'd say he's the best player in this tournament right now.
Well, he did go for the cross in the 4, and well, that's the only one that he's really left, isn't it?
Yeah, the 4 goes. You got to hit it firm so you don't scratch in the side pocket.
Is he crossing this? I think he's banking this up and down, this 8.
Yeah, the 8 goes too.
Oh no. Now, what's Albinario got left here?
Oh,
well,
he's got ducks.
He's got the
4.
He's
going to shoot the 7.
He's
the
got
7's
the 7.
easier than a 4. I'd shoot the 7 every time here. You just got to, I'd play shape on the 8 too.
Uh-oh. I thought he was heading to the pocket there.
And he kind of left himself in no man's land here. I mean, this is no good.
Nope.
The 3 ball does bank.
Where's that banking, Steve? Up and down? Or past the 5?
Past the 5, yeah. It goes past the 5, no problem.
It looks tight to me.
Well, I mean, you can make it less tight by hitting it with right English. And he gave away a duck. That 4 balls, that's a duck. Well, I seen a bankster. That's what he's going to shoot out. He could shoot the 3, but the 4 ball's a lot easier. This is one I'd stun and I'd play shape for the 5. He's going forward, and I don't like this as much.
Again, he's
Yep.
cutting it narrow.
If you stun that, you could have brought the cue ball between the 3 and the 5 and played shape for the 5.
Now, is he cutting this across, or is he coming up and down? He looks as if he's coming up and down here. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, now that needs to keep rolling. Well, he's got a shot.
yeah, it's funny because Alvin kind of understands how you have to hit certain banks. He just doesn't have a good feel for the angles and stuff just because he hasn't played it enough.
Now, he's 3-1 up. He obviously needs one of these balls. Now, does he want to risk cutting that 6?
Well, it all depends on what you're going to do with the cue ball. The 3 ball's got a kiss, so it's kind of tricky unless you're going to not go up and down. If you go cross corner, the 3 ball's a reasonable shot. But you're going to bring the cue ball back down here and leave a shot if you shoot this.
Well, if you play the 6, the cue ball's going nowhere near the other balls in the line there.
Well, the 6, it's pretty easy to control the cue ball and take it 2 rails back around and up near the corner pocket near the 3 ball. And if you put it up near that corner pocket, there's not really a whole lot of anything. I'd shoot the 6 and hit it with left-hand draw and take the cue ball like around the corner there and back up past the 3 and put on the end rail near that corner pocket, and there's not a whole lot to shoot at from there.
I was just looking at the 4 there. I think that 4 might bank across into the top left-hand corner pocket.
From here? No way.
Let's have a look.
Is there a gap? Oh, there is a gap.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see that there's enough room to get past that.
Now, he shot the shot I was talking about.
Yeah, cue ball's up in the corner.
But he didn't get it up near the end rail. So he's left a shot. It's not a particularly easy shot, though. He's left a shot on the 3 ball. See, a banks player would shoot this 3 ball. But that's not a bank that, a 9 ball player normally shoots. So if you don't know what it looks like, so, I mean, now he's going to shoot the 6 ball. This is an easy shot.
Well, obviously, the one thing he needs to do here is get a hold of the cue ball slightly, because he doesn't want to go near the line of balls with the cue ball. He just needs
he's definitely holding it.
Yeah.
And
so now he's in a very strong position again here, 4-1 up.
Yeah, he's got to decide how to avoid the kiss here if he's going to go up and down the table.
But this is rack ball. And that looks just a bit wide. Is it going to hold? Yes, it has. So we're all square, 2 apiece.
And Albin's back in the match. Albin's just going to get better as the match goes on because, he's a good player, so he's going to get a better feel for it.
Martin's asking, what's the play when they're all lined up?
Well, you can either shoot at the bottom one, or you
roll into the stack and let it
try
bounce
to roll
off
up
the
on
bottom
top
rail.
of it. And,
yeah.
Depending on the angle you got, that's why you're better off leaving the guy. You're better off leaving the guy an angle. It makes it harder to run into the top. If you put the guy over by a corner pocket up table, then that's tougher. But you know, it's
Oh, that's nice.
you can play safe off the bottom ball by skimming it and bringing the cue ball only part way up the table, and you know, leaving the ball that you're skimming off of like on the end rail.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can play safe.
That's what you'd be trying to really do if you were cutting that last ball that's near the short rail and trying to play a safe. You certainly want to make sure that you try and get the ball behind the stack of balls. You don't want to leave a bank on.
Well, even if you do leave a bank, it's probably just a two railer because unless you hit it too hard and it comes across the same side that the cue ball is, you're not going to leave a whole lot.
Mm.
You know, you're hitting it thin and trying to get it, you know, somewhere first diamond to second diamond off from the first rail you hit. Oh, that one barely got in there.
That used all the pocket.
He's up a three, and let's see what he's got to shoot at.
2 up and down.
Boy, I'd almost be tempted to shoot this 5, except you're going to leave the 4. But well, the two's not bad because you're not going to leave a whole lot. It's a little bit tricky. You got to cross the 2, and I'd hit it without English because you don't want to turn the cue ball loose. If you hit it with the English to help it, the cue ball's coming back around the table. He's going to shoot the 5. This is not a bad shot because, you know, there's not a lot you can sell out here.
Well, I think one of the, I don't know whether it was the first rack that it happened, and it happened in the rack, the first rack that Albi won, but this rack's taking a similar shape. You've got one ball that's dead in the pocket, and of course you've got Bankster now 3-0 up. So Bankster's the odds-on favourite right now to win this rack and take the lead again.
Yeah, and that's a shot that everybody hits poorly. That nobody sees the line on that shot that I've seen. They all hit it straight up and down the table.
Well, the 6 would be good for an up and down if you do cue ball in a better position, but it's no good where it is at the moment. That looks good though. So Bankster now. Well, is he going to try and cut back that 4?
Yeah, and again, you know, this is just see the line to the pocket and add about a quarter ball. You actually got to hit this pretty darn thin to get it to open up enough. Now he's using some English, which will help it.
Oh, he's going to the side.
Still didn't get there.
In the corner.
Yeah, no, that was a shot there. That was a shot I would have shot. And you know, he's come out of it good, but he put the cue ball in the place where he wasn't going to give up a whole lot. Now, the shot here is a 2-railer on the 5. That's the shot. It's 2-rail this 5 ball. It's sitting really good for it.
Back into the top left.
Yeah, well, you know, corner pocket opposite from the 6-3.
Mm-hmm.
It's sitting really good for it.
Well, you see, he's trying to get in behind the 6. Now, that was actually quite clever because that was the only worry playing that ball in the corner is you don't get cover because you're leaving the 4 ball up and down, but he's played that well.
Well, the good thing about that, too, is when the ball counts 4-0, it gets a ball out
exactly
on the table there.
He's got to get it in play, give himself better odds. And it's actually, I mean, Bankster, he might just dab this. He might just dab this and catch the rail and do nothing. Let's have a look. What's he?
Yeah, I would just jack up and bump the 6 ball out and bring the cue ball right back to the same spot.
I think that's as close as you're ever going to get to touching in VP4. Look at that. It's absolutely glued to the 6.
Oh. The only problem is you're going to end up giving up a shot on the 4 ball. That's if you move it to the center. I'm not sure. If you kind of move the cue ball to the center, like try to put it on the center diamond, I think that would be the best play because you can't bank the 4 ball from there because the side pocket. So I kind of draw this thing back a little and kind of try to scoot the cue ball towards the middle diamond.
Yeah, well, it took him all his time to work that out. I mean, he's left a possibility
Well,
of.
the four is no good. He's left the 5, but that's, that's certainly not a gimme bank.
Well, you see, the good thing about that for bankster is you've left the inducement there for Albinario to have a lash at it, and knowing that he'd be likely to leave something on for bankster just to get this rack over and done with.
Yeah, well, this table's runnable, but it's
Well,
not.
that was
It's
well
not.
done.
That was really well done. It's not any kind of gimme table. That's for sure.
And it's certainly not
That
any
four
better
ball
looking
where
where he
it's
is.
sitting is, well, the 4 ball's the big problem right now in this table.
Yeah.
So now he's got to decide, am I going to play safe? I mean, he could just pot this 4 ball and bring the cue ball up to the top rail. Like, that's what I would be doing here, is pot the 4 ball and bring the cue ball up to the top rail by the corner pocket.
Well, would you not try doing that with maybe just stunning the 4 in and letting that cue ball run out to the 6? No?
You mean try to put it on top of the 6?
Yeah, or into that corner area, because if the 4 goes down, obviously it comes back up onto the line.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only shot you're leaving is a cross up on the 6 if you bring it by the corner where his cue stick's over.
Well, always looking around again. I don't know what he's contemplating. He's trying to cross this 3. This might be the sellout shot.
Well, this is a time when you shouldn't be shooting this because it's just too hard. He's not going to run a bunch of balls. I mean,
he's giving it a good go.
Yeah. Here's the problem, though, is now he just sold out the 4 probably. Yeah, maybe he got away with it. I think the 4 goes. So you got to follow this to get it past the side pocket. And you can't hit it too hard. If you hit it too hard, you won't get past the side pocket.
Well, this for 3-2. No, that's never going to take that line.
Well, that was just terrible.
Well, I think we've seen one slightly worse than that, but not many.
Yeah, that was not anywhere close to the line.
Well, Albinario has been given an invitation here. Admittedly, he needs all of the balls, and is that the 3 ball up there? Oh no, it's the 5. That's pretty much dead where it's sitting.
But if you're bankster, this is what you wanted to avoid. He just gave him 2 ducks in a row. Simple to play shape. This is another duck. So now all of a sudden Albin's got 3 and he's in this. If he plays this right, he'll get shape on the 6 to long rail bank it. Well,
and
he didn't get in the right spot anyways. Now this is
staring down the 2. I mean, I'm getting this. This for 3-2.
You've got somebody new in there, or somebody I don't remember seeing. Ambient Town Browser.
No, that name was in a couple of streams. Good evening. So, bankster settles
I'll tell you what,
the argument there.
That's a huge advantage getting on the hill first. And he's starting out. He can just stop this, play shape on the 3.
Yeah.
Oh, he missed it. Oh, God. That's what really hurts. Because when you got something sitting real good, all you have to do is stop it, and you got a dead bank on the 3, and then you miss it. I mean, that's painful.
Well, Albie's got a start, but my question is where's his next shot?
Well, he may not have a good next shot. He can bank the 9. The 9 goes. You got to hit this with left English. A lot of left English. The key here is mucho left English. And he's got some. I would be putting more on it.
Oh, it just caught the corner and went in.
See how it barely went in?
Yeah.
That's because he didn't put enough left English on it. I'm looking at this going, man, he's barely putting enough. When I look at that shot and go, there's almost no way you can open this up too much. So you might as well just put max left English on it.
Now, is he going to be crazy enough to have a go at the 2? Because there's plenty of room past the 1 and everything.
The 2's a little tricky because you hit the 7 and the 8 ball's interfering then. I don't think he can bank the 2. I mean, he'd have to draw the cue ball hard to get it out of there and kind of take the cue ball between the 7 and the 1 and then around the corner. That's a pretty tough shot. The one he shot at was pretty tough too. He just didn't have anything very easy.
Well, that's pretty good as a safety.
But Bankster made a mistake. It should have been 2-0 Bankster, and instead it's 2-0 Albin.
Well, he's just going to. Well, what's he going to do with the cue ball here if he pots the 6?
He needs to bring it down to try to put it like where it's close to the 1.
Is he going to try and? I don't know what he's doing here.
He can move the 1 onto the end rail and put the cue ball on the end rail. He'll give up a bank on the 4, but that's not the end of the world. Oh, okay, he's trying to give up less of a bank on the 4. Yeah, that's a pretty good shot.
No, I don't see anything that Albinario is going to be interested in.
You can definitely bank the 4 ball in the side pocket, but, you know, I don't know if Albin's going to want to take that shot on. I mean, again, that sort of shot, for somebody that plays banks, it's no gimme, but for somebody that plays banks, I guarantee you they're coming close to the pocket if they shoot that.
What about being really negative and just rolling on top of the 4? What else are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, just overcut it a little. Well, I mean, you know, you're gonna let your opponent take a tough shot, but if you're not selling stuff out, you can take tough shots all day. You know, if you take a tough shot and leave a tough shot, you really haven't, you know, you haven't really lost anything. I mean, if you play safe and leave a tough shot, you might as well shoot at a ball.
Right, so 6 balls on the line, 4 ball cut back for Albie. Now, that shot, I'd be a bit worried about, you know, especially because he's stuck to the rail. Where's the cue ball going with this? Because he doesn't want to.
Yeah, I'd shoot the 1 ball, and the reason why is because the cue ball comes back up table. I mean, you know, it's hard to sell out a whole lot of stuff. 1 ball, bring the cue ball back up table. You might sell out the 4 or the 1 wherever it goes, but I don't think, you know, you're going to leave an easy bank on the 4 at the angle this is. Yeah.
Well, he's left the 4. He's also left the 1.
Yeah,
he's left them good on both sides. Looking at this, they look pretty good.
Yeah, the English you put on that cue ball. See, I was thinking the cue ball was coming back more like on the first diamond, which leaves a funny angle on the 4.
Yeah, to the bottom right.
Yeah, he sold out 2 balls here. I mean, these are the kind of shots, especially in VP4. Now, he can make this and play shape on the 4.
Oh, no. Well, Albie's now got another good chance here. He's got 2 balls in the open that are his if he wants them.
Well, the 4 is tough. The 1's probably a better shot. I think he's going to shoot at the 1. It's going to take draw and some left-hand English. He's trying to hit it without draw. He doesn't want to go into those balls. I think that's tight to shoot it without the draw. I'm not sure he can make this. It's close. He's looking at it without the draw and not liking it. Now he's looking at the 4 ball, and that's pretty tight with the 1. So one safe option is thin the left side of the 1 ball and bring it 2 rails and put it up here. Yeah, that was asking a lot. I was just waiting for that clattering into them there.
But I'll tell you something, it's not a
That
bad
was
safety.
fortunate. That was fortunate.
Yeah, pick the bones out of that, bankster. There ain't a lot on here.
Well, again, you know, it's like, where are you going to put the cue ball? I think you're going to sell out
Well,
something.
he's going to stick it in the hole, Steve. How about that?
Yeah.
That's disaster.
Well, what he needed to do was probably go to the long rail there first, and maybe that's what he's trying to. And if he went to the long rail first, you see how the balls are, and you know, he put it on the end rail by the corner pocket. There wouldn't have been hardly anything.
What about stopping the cue ball and playing the one the other way? That's what he's done, but he hasn't got the 4. Yeah, in fact, he might have ended up playing the 7, I think, rather than the 1.
Yeah, Banks is brutal. It just really is, because it, you know, you can miss anything in this game.
You know,
really.
here's a rack that may well be turned right in its head right now, although that's not great either.
You can shoot the 4 ball. 4 ball goes. That's really his best shot, is the 4 ball. This is just top with a crap load of left-hand English, and you go around behind it.
Good evening to Tam. I'm sitting here.
But I believe it goes.
I'm sitting here in my pants, Tam. It's that bloody warm.
He's not putting English on it. He can't make it without English, I don't think. Now he's got some. Now he's putting the wrong English on it. Oh, this is getting interesting. If you're going to shoot that 4 ball, it's got to be left English, not right. And you want a lot of it.
No.
Because you got to get that cue ball to hit the end rail and go really hard forward to miss the kiss.
Now, what's he doing here? Is he cutting a 6 back? He has to be. He can't. Well, he's looked at it, but I think he's sort of.
He keeps looking at this. This goes. You just got to really get a lot of English on it.
Well, the thing is, in this.
And basically, you're just trying to hit it straight into the rail at 90 degrees. The English will open it up.
In this sort of heat, if I'm sitting here with my baggies on, they end up sticking to me. So it's far better having them off. And bear in mind, I'm sitting here with the PC running, and it's about 80 degrees in the room.
This 4 ball banks. There's a really cool 1 pocket shot that I'm not going to go into right now, but this 4 ball definitely banks.
Yeah, it certainly does. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Cue ball running to the balls.
And see, that's because banksters played a lot of banks. You know, he shot that shot before he recognized that it went.
The only thing is, though, it was Albinario, Steve.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess Albin has shot that shot before too. Then I'm bagging on Albin's bank game a lot, but yeah, there's some really cool stuff you can do on that shot for 1 pocket. You can bring the cue ball right back down where that ball is that you were shooting, because you got to protect in 1 pocket.
Oh dear.
Oh God.
Well, again, this is.
But Albin's up 3-0. Albin's up 3-0, and there's nothing really juicy here.
Yeah, and he's already favourite to take this match all the way.
Yeah. He's bringing the 1 straight back here, and he overcooked that one. And this game's just about over, because he's going to make this 1 ball, and then he's probably shooting a 2. Yeah, maybe not. That's not really where he wanted the cue ball. I'm not sure what he's going to do here. I think I'd just.
Well, I think what he has to do is be careful. He's on the brink here of taking us all the way. So he's odds-on favourite right now.
You know, he does have a shot on the 2 ball. It's top and right-hand English.
Now is that 2 rails?
Around that whole stack. No, it's a 1 railer. It's a tricky shot. It's a 1 pocket shot, but you're going around that whole stack of balls, 3 rails, and bringing the cue ball back up table. It's a tricky shot because you've got to cut the cue ball two ball a lot because you're putting the wrong English on it to open it up. It's
Now, he's
this,
playing the cutback in this too. He's coming into this pocket
yeah,
here, according to that.
yeah, that's the shot I'm talking about. But the shot I'm talking about, you hit it with, oh, he's playing a two railer. This isn't going to go, I don't think. He's going to have to get it really tight in the corner. Yeah, I think it's possible, but it's got to be really tight in the corner for this to go. That's not tight enough. Yeah, he needed to be, you know, right next to the opening on the pocket to make that.
Well, again, for the complete novice looking at this table, the only one that is available, as I can see, is the two.
Well, the two is, you know, and the two is tricky. That's the two is a shot that everybody likes to hit up and down. You go forward to left-hand English, but you still have to. And he's just going to play safe. And that's, you know, that's never a bad play, except that's not that safe. He's going to shoot the sixer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a, you know, it's not a gimme, but it's at least it's a good 50% shot, maybe more, depending on how well you bank.
No, definitely nowhere near it.
Now, looks like bankster strategy may work out. He'll shoot the two ball here, I think. Come back up table for the six. He's shooting a six. I'm a little surprised he's shooting that one, but.
Oh.
Well, you know, the good news is that.
Two are dead.
The two ball's pretty dead now. So, what's Albin going to do? If I'm Albin, I'm shooting this two ball someplace because I'm not trying to make it, but I'm playing safe off it. I'd take the two ball, three rails, and put it down there near the eight, and put the cue ball on the end rail here, because
well, you're
not going to leave a whole lot.
You're certainly leaving nothing on if he does that. Even if he runs the two into the eight and pots the two, what's that going to leave? Nothing.
Well, the cue ball, you follow the cue ball, so it ends up over, you know, close to the six. You just got to make sure you don't make the eight. If you made the eight, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But
well, if you're Albie, you don't play any of those balls over the pockets and bring them into the line. You don't go near them.
Yeah. No. You want to get this two ball kind of running at the at the eight ball, that general direction, and kind of pocket speed. And then you want, you know, it's a little hard to get the ball all the way across.
What about a derailleur into the side? Is that a possibility?
That's a crazy shot. I mean, it may be a possibility, but that's a crazy shot to shoot at.
Well, let's see what he's doing. Well, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. See, I think he's better off just playing safe here because he's got a fairly easy shot to get safe, and you know, shooting at this is, I don't think is worth it, to be honest with you. But he might be able to get away with this free if he hits a two ball at the right speed. He may not leave anything, and that's probably what he's thinking. You know, Albin's a thinker. He's probably going to hit this at a speed where he's not going to give up anything. That's kind of what he done, except for the fact that he made the six. I'm sure that wasn't part of the plan. So he's giving him a shot on the two, and he's got his choice of corner pockets. And Bankster says nope.
Well, Bankster's taking the opportunity to at least get these balls in play.
That was a good shot.
Yeah,
that was a good shot because the seven doesn't bank. I mean, that was the only shot he was giving up was a seven, and it doesn't bank because the two's in the way.
And of course, Albie can't play the two, so he's got to play something here.
I mean, you can play a two railer on the seven, but that's, you know, you better control the cue ball well because there's scratch written all over that.
You're saying this doesn't bank, Steve? This seven? Albie looks as if he's cutting across it for the side.
Well, it's close. I'd play it close. It might bank. It's close.
Yeah, went wide again.
Well, you know, I mean, to get it on the line you needed, because when you look at the angle, it's not just even angle in and even out, because cutting across it like that is going to open up. So you had to hit it so it was going to come real close to the two ball to have a chance of making that. Because the spot you hit on the rail moves down because the English is opening the ball up.
So 7 cross side.
Yeah, you got to watch the scratch here.
And again, I'll be. I don't think.
That'll be a shot to win. Man, he's going to shoot the 8 here, I think. That's a shot I'd shoot anyways. Albin's looking at something else.
No, I think you're right.
Shot.
I think you're right. This to go hill. Oh, that was well done.
Well, that was crazy the way he shot it.
It was crazy,
but I would have shot it, but it worked.
When it goes in, it's well done.
I'll tell you this right now. One thing I've learned a little bit more applicable to real life than VP4, but when you get a shot like that you got to hit it really good or you're scratching and getting a kiss, you better think twice about that shot. All you have to do is be a little late on that hit in real life, and that cue ball just went in the corner bucket.
Well, I always break, but you can cross the 6. You can go up and down with the 9.
The 9, I think, is a good shot. Yeah, the 6 is okay. The 9's the easiest shot.
Now, the way he would play the cross up and down with this 9, where does he want to try and get the cue ball? Because that 8 goes.
Actually, the 6 is good too. Up and down the table, long ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you shoot the 9, you know, you kind of got to stun it so the cue ball comes straight across. You could play for a shot on the 1, although the speed's tough on that. You're probably going to let the cue ball go all the way back across where the 1 is, so you're not really giving up anything. You'd shoot the 6 next. Now he's going to shoot the 6 this time, and then maybe the 9 next. Well, not at that speed. He's not shooting a 9 next. Well, that was a little out of control there. He missed that bank by about 4 diamonds.
But again, to the untrained eye, I mean, I only see the 6 ball as an option into the corner.
You can bank the 7 straight back down. You can bank the 1.
Is that back into the side?
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on what you like and where you think you're going to put the cue ball. If you shoot the 7, the only ball I think you can really give up is the 9 or the 5 or the 6. It just depends on where you're going to leave the cue ball. He's looking at the 1.
Yeah, he's made his mind
up. And he's got the English to help it, and he still just hit it fatter and fatter. Now, did that need to be a lot? Did that need to be just a lot thinner on the 1 ball to get it to open more? I mean, he had some English, but you're also, you know, you're cutting across it, so, you know, the English will cancel out that cut across, but you still got to cut it pretty thin.
Albinario looking at the 9 into the side, is he? That looks a reasonable option, because he can't see the 7 for the up and down, so.
Well, it's a safe shot to shoot at. You can leave this cue ball pretty safe, and I think that's what he'll do. I don't think he'll play shape here.
And it goes.
And that's what he did. He played, you know, the cue ball not to sell out. So the 7's the next shot. I mean, that's really the only thing worth shooting at.
After an hour and 5 minutes, that's Albinario into the lead for the first time in the match.
So I can't imagine he's not going to shoot the 7. I mean, the 7's a pretty standard bank.
He's thinking about cutting the 1 across.
Well, if you shoot the 7, you can put the cue ball up on the long rail up there past the 6, and you're leaving nothing. I mean, maybe a bank on the 3, but a tough one. I mean, the 7's definitely.
Yeah, cue ball's
some
going to come
top
off the
on it.
it's going to come off the long rail and head south, isn't it? Behind the 6 and 1.
He's putting some left on it, and this shot doesn't need the left. This could get him in trouble. I would hit that with just straight top and just, adjust the angle I want based on how much top, because he's got enough angle on the 7. He doesn't need left English.
Well, I'm with you with your idea, because I would much rather just go for the 7 and duck.
Yeah, he's not going to give up anything if he misses the 7. There won't be a bank on the 7 either. I just shoot the 7 and take the cue ball over to the other long rail. And now he's more in the center of the cue ball. This is how he should be hitting this.
Now, if this all goes according to plan, what does he have as his next shot, though, as a safe? That's the question.
He's not going to have a lot.
Well, he's given every chance to get in, and that's well done.
Yeah,
and look at where the cue ball is. Look at the cue ball.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, nothing.
So now you've got some choices here.
I say nothing. What about that 3? What about the 3?
You can shoot at that if you want, or you could thin the edge of the 4, the left edge, and come around and try to bring the cue ball back to where it is.
Yeah.
The 8's probably the best shot from here if you're going to shoot at something. And, depending on how aggressive you want to be, if you follow this 8, you can get shape on the 1 or the 6. If you follow the cue ball table on this, if you're comfortable with this, it's fire away. I'm not sure how Albin feels about this, but it's definitely a good opportunity. Now, he cut it. See, I saw him going straight forward behind those balls and coming up and shooting the 1 or the 6. He thought he needed to cut that, because see how the cue ball came to the right side of that 3 and 5? It should have been going to the other side. He just never had that on the right line. But he got away with it. I mean, he didn't leave a lot. This is, none of these banks are easy. I'll tell you this right now. No. None of them were, he got lucky having the 8 ball come back in there.
I can see a cut up and down in the 3 where you're probably running into the 5. And there's the cross bank in the 6.
Bankster's playing a safety here, basically. He's called this 2 rail in the side, but this is basically a safety shot, because you'd almost have to get lucky to make this.
Yeah.
So he's just saying, okay, well, this position's no good. I'm going to let Albin have it. Except he did leave a bank on the 1, and Albin's going to shoot at this. Now, again, this is all English that's going to open this up, so you've got to hit a lot of left English. And the tendencies to overthrow the ball into the 2 here.
Oh,
he hit that beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit that. That was not an easy shot. He hit that beautifully.
Well, he's 3-0 up with a ball dead in the pocket, again in a very strong position.
I think the 6 ball goes, but you got to hit it really good. It's a lot of speed and a lot of
now,
right English.
Where are we going with that, Steve? Cross top corner or past the 8?
Straight up and down past the 8. He's going with the 5 and just
he's had a lash
a little 5. Too much drag from the cue ball.
Well, the 4 ball's there.
He's going to miscall that.
Oh, yeah. I presume he's going to miscall it. Hasn't done it yet. Oh, here we go. I think he's just making Bankster sweat there.
Now, this 4 ball's tight on this table. If he's got enough room, it's got to be with left English. I don't think he can shoot the 4. Oh, he could shoot the 4.
Held the line, but it's... Yeah. Well, he just killed his chances right there, Bankster, unfortunately.
Yeah, because this 8 ball is a little tricky, to be honest with you. If you know how to shoot this, I would be going forward with a ton of left English on this. I would not be trying to get this cue ball out of the way. Oh, he hit it good. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he crossed it and he hit it good.
Well, again, if he's going to risk this 6 ball and
the 6 ball, The problem with the 6 ball is that you're going to hit the 5 or
Yeah.
scratch. You're better off just rolling this 4 ball in, or if you roll a 4 ball in, you're going to leave him a bank on the 6, but it's kind of a funny angle. He's going to shoot the 6.
What if you roll the 2 in? Are you going to leave the 2 on?
Yeah, I don't like this shot. A lot of bad things could happen here. He could hit the 5 and scratch. He could miss the 5 and scratch.
Well,
Yeah,
he's missed a
he
lot.
got it to go forward, but he also didn't make the ball. But he didn't have anything bad happen.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a disaster for Albinario to lose
Well,
this
if I'm
now.
bankster, I'm trying to make this 6 and break the 3-5 up. He didn't go at the 3-5.
Well, he has to take risks now, but I think the cut again. Albi, does he want to risk playing a cutback on that 6?
Two railer on the 6. That's what I'd be shooting. 2 rails. 2 railer on the 6. You don't have to break anything up. You just soft draw the cue ball a little bit. Yeah, you know, all you have to do is hit the rail just outside of the 2, and it's going in another pocket. That's the shot to play.
Yeah.
So you're basically just trying to bank this short. You know, you're banking this short of the 2. It's gonna open up.
Match ball.
Now, this is very speed sensitive because you know, you can hit this fairly firm if you're hitting it real close to the 2. If you're not, then you got to hit it easy enough to let it open up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
that's, you know.
That wasn't the line.
Obviously, that was, you know, too far out.
He sold out the 6.
But, you know, that's a fill shot, and you got to get a feel for it, and every table's different. And I'm thinking Albin should play safe here.
Well,
because I don't see a whole lot worth shooting at.
You can't play the 6, but you can't play the safety by potting the 4 because you're leaving the 6 ball as a bank, aren't you?
Well, depends on where you put the cue ball. Alvin thinks he can make this 3 ball. I don't see how that's going in.
No.
I don't think he can open this up enough without hitting a 6. What's he doing?
Just playing it safe at the end of the day.
Yeah. And that's the smart shot at this point. You know, he's got the ball count.
Yeah, he's just got to be patient. You know, he's not going to do anything crazy now. You know, he's sitting right on the brink.
Well, he'll shoot the 2 railer on the 6 here. 2 railer in the corner pocket, not blocked down here at the end of the table. That's a shot anyways. As long as you don't leave bankster a shot where he can make a ball and break the other ones up.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He's just got to, you know, keep well away from them and not set anything up for bankster.
The shot here is a 2 railer on the 6. You hit this with stun and right hand English, and aim it pretty close to that first diamond. This is a very standard 1 pocket shot.
2 railer to the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah, it's a very, very standard 1 pocket shot. Guys shoot that all the time.
Well, you see, he's got the cue ball. See, this is a cut up and down for Albie. He's not going to refuse this.
That's a gimme, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you don't want to go into the rack, you stun it. Try to just go straight back and forth. I don't get that. I would have shot the 2 railer on the 6 every time there.
So this for the match.
Yeah, and he's going to draw this maybe up past the side pocket. He's not going to mess with going back and forth. Now he's looking at going back and forth. He's trying to decide whether he wants to just go back and forth or draw the cue ball up. Now he's looking at if you draw the cue ball, the 6 will open up more. And
was that something we said previously? Albinario is shooting now. Did we get somebody wrong? Not the first time I've done it. I've just read that chat there, so I don't know how long that's been on the screen.
Well, one thing I admire about Bankster is he's willing to be patient. We'll see if Albin takes a whack at this 3 ball. The problem with this is that it's very difficult not to scratch or run into that line of balls. I would be like hesitant to shoot at this just because there's too much risk. But Albin may be a different mind. I would not shoot at this.
Well, I think
I would just roll the 3 ball over to the long rail and put the cue ball.
Is it not worth the risk though when you're on the brink of winning the match?
No, not in this situation. Because guess what? Well, if you scratch her, you're no longer on the brink. I would just thin the 3 and put the cue ball up on the end rail, and there's not going to be any kind of wonderful
Right, you just
shot.
try to thin it to the long rail on the side there.
Yeah, even if you don't quite get it there, as long as you get it close, I don't think you're going to leave much. Because if you shoot the 3, all kinds of bad things can happen. Most notably, scratching.
He's going for it.
Yeah, well, and there's a potential kiss here too. Well, I don't like this at all.
Well, he's avoided any collisions.
Well, he's controlled the cue ball well.
And
but he's sold out the 5, so if you hit this 5 right, you're going to have a shot on the 6. This is just draw it back, and maybe with a little bit of right-hand English.
Oh. Well,
yeah, that's
well, all you do is punch the 6 up the table and nail to the 4, don't you?
Yeah. You got, if you're going to take a chance like Albin took, I mean, you got to weigh that. A lot of stuff could go wrong with that kind of shot.
Now, what's it called? He's called a pocket, but he's just doing what I thought he'd do.
And that's smart because, now from here, you got to shove it over to the right. You shove this over to the right, and then, you thin the 4 and bring it back towards the middle.
Are you saying shove the cue ball over to the right?
I'm saying put it like by the counter, score counter.
Right.
Put on the end rail by the score counter.
Right. Yeah, just brush off it and come back into line. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, that'll do.
He rolled a little too far, maybe. No, he's okay.
I think he's fine. I'll have a look at it.
Yeah, no, he's good.
Yes, he is. He's fine.
So this put Albin in a tough spot because now it gets harder to play safe. Yeah. Bankster's going to get a shot out of this. But, Albin, what he's got going for him is he's up 4-0. So even if Bankster can run a couple balls, he's just got to try to make it so that it's not easy to run a bunch of balls.
Why not just roll down to the right edge of the 6, because that's what you can see, and just roll off it to the rail?
That's what I'd do.
I mean,
and if I didn't like that, I'd go 2 rails behind it and hit the 6, because you just you just don't want to. You don't want to sell out a lot of balls. There's nothing wrong with thinning this 4 if you can hit it real thin.
I would suggest that the answer to that is, Mark, that you've got to play a clean bank, and a clean bank is a stroke. Maybe Steve will explain it better, but Mark's asking, can you jump in bank pool?
You can.
So you can jump. Ah, right.
Yeah.
We've not seen anybody do it yet, though. So like a jump bank, if you were jumping a ball to hit a ball, say a ball's in the long rail and you're doing it into the side pocket, you can jump another ball, hit the ball that you're playing and call it into the side pocket, and it's a legal shot.
Yeah, jump cues are on.
Yeah.
Now, he's left Bankster a chance here. If he wants, he can bank this 3 ball and get into that stack. That's what I'd be looking to do. I'd just go, okay, this is my chance. I'd bank the 3 ball and get the cue ball into that stack and explode them. And
this is all or nothing.
Yeah, I'd shoot the all or nothing shot. Now he doesn't have to shoot this till it goes into those balls, but I would be because you know,
Well, you're dead in the water, aren't you?
yeah. I mean, you can't afford to trade balls because first trade you lose. So you got to take a chance here. So you want to hit this with ideally with a little bit of left English.
I don't know what he's doing here though. Has he called anything?
I don't know. He's playing really cautious at this point, and I don't think that's going to work out for him. I think he needs to take a chance.
Well, he's looking and looking. He's not lined up to play the cut. Not yet. He's not, but he is now. He's cutting it across into the side. Definitely.
Yeah, I think he needs a little left English into the stack.
To
So,
kick the
if you put
rail
left on it, you got to cut the three just slightly thinner.
No, I don't know what he's doing again.
Because the shot would be to go, go to the end rail and back
come
into
in the
him.
back of them. Yeah. Well, he's umming and ahhing, but
he doesn't like the shot, and I can understand that. It's not kind of shot, but eventually this is just not going to work for him.
That's given up. That's given up the possibility of the 3 ball. The 6 ball looks too tight to get the cue ball out of the way.
Yeah, he didn't leave a whole lot. I mean, it was a pretty good safety play. The 3 ball, when you're straight into the other corner, that's never good. That's a tough shot to shoot at the 3. I don't think Albin will.
Well, what about shooting at the 5 then? Cutting it across? There's loads of room to play the 5. That's.
But again, the speed of the cue ball and where it's going, this is not the time to turn the cue ball loose. I'd be thinking about playing safety. One potential shot is just.
What about just rolling the 6 ball into the hole then?
Bend the 6 and go 2 rails.
Oh no! Wait a minute. You'd leave the 5 on.
He's playing something. He's playing safe, and that's a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
He left a shot on the 6, but it's a little tricky. But that 6 ball's about a half ball hit.
Yeah.
It's just as close where it is.
See, at this stage, if you said he's left a shot in the 6, but it's a lot for Bankster to take on, knowing that if it doesn't go, he's more than likely going to leave a shot for the match for Albie.
He could shoot the 2 railer here. I don't know what he's just playing safe.
That's giving it up. This for the match.
Yeah, well, it's no gimme, but this is a pretty safe shot to shoot at, so why not?
Just play.
Shoot at this every time.
I don't think he'll slam this. I think he'll just play dead weight to give it all the room it needs to get in.
He's not. It'll be a little more in dead weight, but there we
go.
No. Banks is brutal, and he left a pretty easy shot on the 3.
Well, at least he's killed one of the balls.
Now, Bankster isn't hitting this with left English. I always would just to make it open more. It'll go like this.
No,
see how it barely went?
Just off the point.
Left English. And this is pretty much, this is close to a dead bank. This one's about straight on. What's he doing? He's going to bank this long. I don't know what he was doing. I was looking at it going, this is going long. I could tell by where his Q-tip was.
Well,
I don't get it sometimes what guys are looking at. I'm like, wow.
This has got to be a cut across into the corner. This again for the match.
Yeah, and this one again, you don't have to hit this real hard. Bring the cue ball down around where the side pocket is. You don't have to put any English on this if you don't want to. It's about a half ball hit here. Half ball hit should be about right.
Oh, he caught it. It caught it. And he scratched.
That's the one thing you didn't want to have happen.
Well, the 5 ball, of course,
Yeah,
is out the game at the moment because it's in the kitchen. 6 balls blocking the pocket top side.
he just got the kiss. It was close. Well, I guess maybe he did need a little English to miss the kiss.
And Bankster's going to just put that 6 ball in the line. But he has to get the cue ball moving. And that
Oh,
was
that was a
well
good
done.
shot there.
Well,
Yeah. You're going to give up a bank on the 5, but that's all you're going to give up here. Just going to thin this and go over.
again, this isn't. It's not a gimme, and I don't know that Bankster's going to be interested.
Well,
Cross.
he's looking at the 4. He can cross the 4 if he wants. The 4 does go, I think. He's looking at the 5. He's going to cross and come all the way down table with it. And I would expect him to make this. And he's looking away from it if he doesn't like it. He's going to shoot the 4. I'm pretty sure this 4 will go.
Well, if he's keeping the cue ball up there, he's. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's the reverse bank. Albie's getting this every day of the week. He can't miss this. Up and down, bottom right corner.
It's easy to get shape on the 5 for the same sort of shot.
There we go. Match ball.
Yeah, and there
what
we
am I talking about? Did you lose a
shape
point?
On the 5. Yeah, he scratched. Remember?
Ah, right. That's what it was. I'm thinking, what the hell's happened here?
But he had a pretty easy 2-ball run. That thing was sitting there where it was easy to get shape on the 5,
well,
which
this is match ball.
Yeah,
well, there you
go. That was a good match.
Well done to Albie from 2-0 down. He battled back. I told you he doesn't. You know, he likes to make out that he's focusing on the snooker, but I'll tell you something. He's going to do his damnedest, especially now that he's up against the Stubster in the next match. So.
Well, he's actually the underdog against Stubb, which is not the normal thing for him, but yeah, he's actually the underdog in that match.
So there we go, confirmation. We've got Albie against Stubb, and of course we have the hot seat match between Bedhead and Cobra. And of course, again, the loser of that goes over to the semi-final. So the last match that's scheduled is the Cobra Bedhead match, which is on Friday at 6:30 p.m. And again, just for any viewers who joined later, we will have a quick look at if I can get this thing to work.
So what time's the thing on Friday?
6:30. So that will be what 1:30 Eastern.
Boy, it's going to be I'll be a little late probably.
So we have the one lost side match tomorrow night at 8 p.m. between Mr. Fox and Barker's, race to 4, and I will be there for that. So that's all the matches left. There's going to be very few left now. We're right down to the nitty gritty. It's business end of the tournaments, both of them. Oh aye, the other thing I wanted to have a quick look at, just to give us a fresh little update. Now whoever can do basic arithmetic can tell me. If we look at the 8-ball bar table World Championships, now they start on June the 22nd, and there's a few in, all of those there. It was what, a 64 field. So we've got,
yeah, the max is 64. I wasn't sure how many we're going to get. I didn't want to put it as just 32. So yeah, we need 8 more players to hit 32.
Right, so 24 in. That's not bad. There's plenty of time, so there's probably more people will sign up nearer the time.
We won't get 64, but we'll get, I think we'll get at least 32.
I think as it gets nearer, there'll be more people will drop into it. especially with the notice now in the lobby. The notice in the lobby when you come in catches their eye, so they'll hold off and hold off and then eventually get in. But
This
anyway,
is a good tournament for certain people. I mean, I think Stubbs got a chance because he plays a lot like a bar player.
well,
Semi-pro, obviously, he's won the thing before on a bar table.
And I think
Ober's always dangerous. Albin's not in it yet, but you got to imagine Albin will get in it.
I would think he'll eventually get round to it. And Stubb, of course, now again is in with his chance still of getting a VP4 title under his belt. But you know, again, it's the usual suspect he's going to have to overcome if he does do that. Probably.
We got a lot of players in it that we don't see in some of these, and you know, I mean, I'm sure some of them are from the U.S., like Bobby Barris, you know, who, you know, I'm sure he's played a lot of league here. Anybody that's played league in the U.S. has played a lot on the bar table. See, Casino Jim, he's from the U.S.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at some of these guys that are, you know, not as high a ranked players. Coldest Pillow, he's from, looks like Wales. We got a Welshman playing. Is that little kind of dragon on the flag? Is that Wales?
It will be if is it got green in the flag as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Wales.
Trucker Thom, he's from the U.S. So a lot of these guys that, you know, are not, you know, Little Wolf, he's from the U.S. And I'm sure that these guys played, you know, a bunch of 8-ball. And it's good to see some other people getting in here.
Yeah, but not many of them will have played it on the bar table, I would think, at VP4. So, you know, they'll find that it's obviously a much tighter table and loads of clutter. But it is down to who still can move the cue ball the best that is going to eventually come through these tournaments. You know.
Yeah, but you know, they also understand they've played a lot of 8-ball league and stuff, and they've also understand that, you know, they've got a better chance in this. There's more strategy and stuff. Yeah. Not that they're gonna, you know, beat a top player in a match, but you know, they're in there to have some fun with it, and it'll be good to see, you know, some of these other guys in there.
Right, and just before we go, I am just going to show the guys the carbon cue. That's obviously my brake cue, but you'll see how it matches up with the POW butt. If you look at that, let me just move the thing up the table a bit. Hang on a minute to move the ball. Well, I've moved it up to the other end of the bloody table. Touched like a sledgehammer.
Well, all you got to do is go into view mode and rotate around.
Yeah, but I wanted to rotate around in the middle of the table, though. Hang on.
Yeah, but if you put it in view mode, put the...
Right, wait a minute. Right. There we go. That's it with the POW one. So it's a black... It's predominantly a black butt, but you've got the inlays on it. I don't think there's that many sort of black. That most expensive cue that's available, I think it's black with loads of inlays, isn't it?
The Foch cue is ebony.
Yeah.
The black is ebony.
Yeah. So I like that because when the cue sticks, you know, when it's lining up down the cue ball, I can see much better where the cue tip is in the cue ball now with the black shaft. So.
Well, you know that this is a higher performance shaft too.
No, I don't. It doesn't make me any higher performer, Steve.
Well, you can put more. You can put more spin. You can put more spin on the ball with the shaft than you can the carbon fiber shaft does spin more. You're not paying the $1,800 just to get a black shaft. It's a higher performance shaft also too. Yeah, it's got a thicker tip. And but the deflection's like the
what is it, 13.5 mil?
No, it's 12.75.
Is it? Right. Anyway.
So this is like what I play like with in real life. I've got a Predator Revo, and it's 12.75.
Right. So that's it, Slim. Get your $3 out.
So why is
Steve
thicker
just
tip
told you
better?
why it's better.
Well, I mean, it's a little less sensitive. The smaller the tip gets, the more sensitive it is to placement. So it's actually a little harder to play with. With a thicker tip, it's less sensitive, and you can control the cue ball better. So that's why I went to it, because I got the same deflection as the 11.75 shaft, but it was thicker. And that's what I started with. I started with a 13 millimeter tip. So I like that. Now in VP4, the tip sensitivity, the tip size as far as cue ball sensitivity isn't as big a deal, because you can hit the cue ball exactly where you're aimed. In real life, it's harder to do that. But the visual is different. Some people may like the bigger tip, some people may not. But it definitely puts more spin on it.
Yeah, but the simplified explanation, Slim, is I like it because it's black and I can see the line of the cue and the shaft onto the cue ball. That's why I like it. So
yeah, I wouldn't have charged $1800 for something that was just black.
So that is it, folks. Matches on over the next couple of days. We'll have the match tomorrow night on that one loss side between Barkers, who by the way, Steve, I never asked you, what did you think of Albinario's 146? He was an inch and a half away from a 147.
That was something else.
You know, it was a great break, because I think every time he had a slight problem, I think he did every shot the right way to come out on it. Especially one of the early shots he played was that one where he was over the pack and he had to play the red and cut it and try and drag off it and hold for the black. And I think he did it almost twice, and it was excellent.
Albin stepped up, but that's what you got to do to win these. Is when you play somebody that's a contender in a tournament that's really good, you got to step up and play a good match. And Albin played a great match. Well, and it also makes me wonder whether Barker's strategy of playing conservative bit him. You know, he may have played a little too conservative.
Well, Albie scored heavily. I think there was I think one of the two frames that Barker's won was a century, and Albie almost did 3 centuries. So he did, of course, the 146. That won't be beaten. So I think Albie's got the money in the bag as far as that goes. But it was the best performance Albie's played in snooker that I've seen for a long, long time.
Yeah, guys start throwing centuries on you, it's hard to win.
Yeah. So that is it, guys. Thanks all for your company. Thanks to Steve for joining us. I'm off for a coffee, and that'll bring the sweat out of me again. It's still 80 odd degrees.
For tomorrow's match, for Friday's match, I'll be there, but probably late. For tomorrow's match,
well, that's 3 o'clock your time.
Yeah, I should be there for tomorrow's match.
Right, well, I hope you can join us. I will bid you good night, and thanks again for Steve for joining us, and we'll see you again soon, guys. See you later.
Good night, guys.
Good night.